All right, guys. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. What is today? April the 11th. We are leaving the bakery now. Looks like it's sprinkled up here. A little damp, but it is warm. It is 57 degrees here in Hampstead, Maryland. It's a little bit after 5. I'm a little early. We've got 2 deliveries today, but I only have one in the van. The donuts were still being made, so we're gonna make 2 trips today. We're heading down to I think this is the same thing we did yesterday. Down to Lenny's, drop off their delivery, come back up to the bakery, pick up, and then go over to What a Day. What a day! So, that's the plan. That's the plan. I did spill my coffee when I got in the car today. Let me just say that. Let me throw that out there. So I'm trying to be careful. There we go. I got a good night's sleep last night, but I got up super early because I went to bed super early. So I've been up for a while. I think I got up at like a little after 11, and I've been up since then. Quiet morning here in Maryland.
Seaman says good morning.
Good morning, Mox Man. Happy Saturday. How are you doing? Left the bakery about maybe 5-10 minutes ago, and I have 2 deliveries today. I have to make them in 2 separate trips. The donuts were not ready for my second
Seaman says
delivery.
Everything's good, man.
That's good. That's good. It's good here too. It's pretty warm this morning. It's like 55 degrees. It was very warm yesterday. Got the grass cut.
Says 38 here in Chicago, but will get warmer today.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think we were in the maybe 40, but we were pretty chilly yesterday morning, and then it warmed up. I think next week it's supposed to get really warm. Like I think there's a day or two where it's going to get to 90 degrees, which is a little unusual for April.
Seaman says, are the weekend orders smaller and different?
They're actually, sometimes they're a little larger. So they're normally not smaller. They're either the same or sometimes larger. And like Lenny's doesn't get a delivery on Sunday. So their Saturday delivery is a little bit heavier. Like today's a little bit more. But they don't get a delivery on Monday, or on Sunday mornings they don't get one. And then what a day. I looked at it, it wasn't ready yet when I left, so I got to go back to the bakery to pick that up. That looked like it was going to be about the same.
Seaman says exactly same here at gas stations.
Yeah. I think What a Day Cafe gets a little busier on the weekend sometimes. And then it kind of depends too. I think What a Day sometimes is busier on Sundays during the winter, like during football season. But the roads are much quieter on Saturday mornings. That's for sure. That's noticeable.
Seaman says exactly.
Yesterday, I felt like it was Saturday. Even when I was like cutting the grass, I was wondering, I was like thinking to myself, why aren't there more people out? Like, I thought I'd see more of my neighbors out cutting the grass yesterday. Then I realized it was Friday. That's probably why. They'll probably be out today. But it really felt like a Saturday yesterday for some reason. I saw some deer on the road this morning, like standing on the side of the road. I think we get a little increase in deer sightings around now because of the babies. They start having the babies. I slept through the return of the astronauts. I was hoping that I would wake up for that, but I didn't. I guess after I worked for like 9 hours yesterday, and then when I got home, I cut the grass. So then I fed my dog. We were kind of hanging out for a little bit, and then I fell asleep and slept. I slept through the astronaut return. And then I thought it would be I thought there'd be a YouTube clip I could watch of it, but I didn't. Well, I didn't really get on the computer this morning, but.
Seaman says you needed it.
Yeah, I did. That's true.
Says the strange thing is I thought yesterday was Saturday all the way till it was noon when the VA appointment reminder lol.
That must have been a thing. Yesterday must have just been like that for some reason. Or were you late for your appointment, or did they remind you in time?
Says for Monday.
Well, that's good.
How far is this one?
Well, we've got 6 miles from here to get down to the highway, and then I guess it's about 2 miles up the road from there. So we're about 8 to 10 miles away from Lenny's at this point. The whole trip from the bakery to Lenny's is about 20 to 25 miles, something like that. So it's roughly a half hour, sometimes a little bit more, to get from the bakery to Lenny's. And there are 2 ways, like I can go down this highway. This is 795, and it's a highway that takes you about 7 miles, from 7 miles northwest of 695, which is what we call the Beltway. That's the highway that goes around Baltimore. So this highway runs parallel to a business route. And I once had a debate with whether this is faster, whether it's faster to get on this highway to get to Lenny's, or whether if you just go straight down the business route. And it's actually about even, because you do have to kind of loop back a little bit going this way. Both ways go, it surprised me, but both ways take about the same amount of time. So sometimes I go down through the business section, and sometimes I do the highway. But either way, it takes about a half an hour. Every now and then they work on this highway. This section of the highway is all concrete, and if you notice the white stripes that you see going by. So every now and then, when they're working on this road, they try to take care of any bumps. And I guess what they do is they just sort of remove a section, like a rectangle, lane by lane, and then just fill it back in with concrete so that it flattens it out. But when
it says where they grind it down.
Yeah, well, they they do sometimes grind it down, and they do that with the asphalt. But with this concrete, they like dig it up. Like when they're working on it, and you ride down the highway, you see the sections that they're working on. It's like it's dug, several feet down. I don't know if they go through the entire concrete section or not, but it's pretty deep. Or maybe they're...
594 says Donna here. Good morning from Metro West Boston.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the van.
Seaman says concrete is thin, so yeah, they absolutely have to replace sections.
Yeah. Yeah. Either that or maybe they're burying people. Yeah, we're only on this highway for a short period. Like, basically, we're going between the highway that runs parallel to this road here, which is called Reisterstown Road. And we just get on 695 long enough to get back over to this road.
Hanaku 594 says, when are you working in the bakery?
I will be in the bakery today, probably around 7:30. Like when I finish the deliveries, I'll work in the bakery for a while. Yesterday I worked in the bakery until 2, but that's kind of long. I don't usually work that many hours in there. I'll probably be in there until about noon or maybe 1 o'clock.
Seaman says, I didn't know that.
I mean, I don't bake. I kind of help out with other, keeping the place straight. Bike up here. Aha. The other bakery's here. I usually park over here. That's where they get their bread. We don't do bread, so they do all the bread stuff. I hear ya, I hear ya. Put it right here. All right, let me get in there. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view.
Seaman says your situation is ideal. F9R, a guy like me who does not like the crazy pace of dashing. I like a variety of tasks.
Oh, good. I'm gonna get in there. All right, hang on here. Let's see what we can do with this. There we go. Well, that'll give you a little view. It's a little different. Oh! Don't. All right, are you back? I think we're
Seaman
back.
says rig it on.
You can't close the door when that if you've got the phone. Let me move this a little bit. All right, are we back? I think we're back. I think we're good. You guys can see me, right? Okay. Dude. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Good morning. What are you doing? I didn't think you worked weekends. I didn't think you worked weekends.
Huh?
I didn't think you worked weekends. Do you?
I work Saturdays, Sundays I don't.
Oh, Sundays. Okay. Gotcha.
I had to ask for it all. When I came back from me being sick at the hospital, I cut my days back.
Yeah.
I went
That
from
makes
5
sense.
to 4. I may have to cut it back another day.
Yeah.
I'm tired of killing myself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you should just do it. You know,
And
do
I
what
like
you
to go
can.
away. I mean, I got to get my wife to she wants to retire too completely.
Yeah.
I can't retire completely. I have to work.
Yeah.
But I gotta, I
Yeah.
just want to go away. Maybe go. I have a niece who lives in Denver.
That's nice. It's nice
Maybe
out there.
go to Denver. Just, I
Yeah.
go for a week.
Yeah.
She
Just to
needs
get
a
away.
vacation. She needs to get away.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
way she is.
Yeah. It is good to get away. You guys still working? You're still good? Okay. At least I didn't drop the phone. Let me see something.
Seaman says yeah, we all have them.
Let me see something here really quick. Yeah. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. There we go. Okay, good. All right. don't want that thing to roll away, you know what I'm saying? I got all my... That bread truck, that guy pulls up. I don't know if you can see it. If you can, I'll show you. He pulls up and his truck fits right in between the two handrails. Can you see his truck? Yeah. See how the handrail to that little stairway is right next to his truck? Well, the one on the other side is just as close. So like when he backs in there, I don't know how he does that every day. I can never drive an 18-wheeler. This one's got the eclairs. Some eclairs, cake pops, raspberry cookies. We're gonna get out of there for that one. I'm very paranoid about that rack roll. And these are they're like rainbow cakes. When you cut these open, there's like all these different color cakes in there. They love rainbow cakes. All right, stay there. Oh, you're right.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good, good, good. All right, man. Have a good weekend. Never seen that bakery guy.
Seaman says no stream.
No, some other thing popped up in the window. Did it come back? I think if you put another, and I didn't do it, but if another application pops up on
And it
top.
says, "You thought I lost you."
Yeah, sometimes if another application pops up on top of the YouTube screen.
And it says you're back.
Yeah, it cuts it off. It's weird. That's the one thing I don't like about the YouTube app, is that you can't have anything on top of it. Like like if I wanted to make a phone call, it would there goes the bakery truck. He was much more chatty today than usual. He's usually like in and out, no talk. All right, here we go. All right, back to the bakery. I gotta pick up. Oh look, now he just drives down there and drops off another bunch of them.
2594 says, "So what ended up happening with the big cookie?"
Oh, so I did get to give her the cookie yesterday. She was there. I almost made that into like a short. I couldn't figure out a good way to make that into a short though. Because if you know what I mean, it didn't make sense unless you told the whole story. But so I filled up. I was at the gas pump, and I was parked way that you could still see. I was still connected. So I was real happy with that. I pumped gas. I finished pumping the gas, and then all you see on the video is you see me walking toward the what do you call that? The little area where the attendant sits. The booth. So you see me walking over toward the booth, and then it lost the connection. I mean, it was ridiculous. And then, of course, as soon as I pulled away from the gas station, then the connection came back. And so you didn't get to see me actually give her the cookie, but she was there. She's very happy. She said she was going to eat it with her coffee. So I finally got a successful. I'd taken her cookie once before. I forget what that was. I think it was a Thanksgiving maybe or something. But she's really nice. But I was very upset that the connection dropped. And I don't know why it dropped, because I didn't move the van. And the van was parked at the gas pump, but it pulled away from the canopy, right? So it didn't have the canopy over top of it. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why it disconnected. I think in the replay, I was watching that last night, and just to see what it looked like. And yeah, it looks like I just walk over and you see me all you do is you see me take a few steps away from the van, and the next thing you know, we're pulling out of the gas station. I was a little bummed out about that. Got to make those van cookies. I want to get the cookies that are shaped like vans. And today we have the same thing where we've got 2 deliveries, but I need to go back to the bakery and pick up the second one. So we got 2 separate trips. Did you see when I almost dropped the phone? So just then, that's the first time. Well, no, actually, technically it's the second time. One time I did take the camera outside of the van, and I was going to film myself loading the rack. This was early on, and it didn't work out so well because I set up the camera and it was that's worked okay, but then as I was loading the rack with my trays, van, that's one of the reasons. I mean, Bob actually warned me that parking lot has a slant to it, so you got to watch out for that. So this was early on in, I guess it was probably sometime in October, maybe early November, and it started to roll away, and I had to kind of grab it, but I almost dropped the tray. It was quite embarrassing. Although I really don't embarrass you, it was kind of embarrassing. So I hadn't done it again. So today I put the camera on the side of the van so you could see me loading the trays and going in. And it was working out just fine. And then I went to close the door and I didn't realize the camera was kind of angled in a way that part of it was hit by the door. So you guys almost fell, but I caught you. We were saying earlier that yesterday felt like Saturday. I had said that, and then Moxie Man said the same thing. It felt like Saturday. It felt like Saturday to me most of the day. I think he said around noon he realized because he got a call. But so I don't know what today feels like. It does. I still feels like Saturday. So I guess this is Saturday again in my mind. I'm getting 2 Saturdays this week. I wonder if I ever had the camera attached to the outside of the van, it's a magnet, so the phone is magnetized to the holder, and then the little holder is magnetized to the van. So instead of like right now, the mechanism that's holding the camera is a suction cup, right? So it's a suction cup to the windshield. But I have one that works as a magnet. So I wonder if I ever had you guys attached to the outside of the van, I wonder if I could drive. I don't think so. I think the camera would fall off. I just wonder if I ever pulled away by mistake. You guys were attached to the outside of the van. That wouldn't be good. Are we gonna get a green light? Are we gonna get the green light? I don't know. We should, but I don't know if we're going to. Nope, we didn't. How are we looking here? Let's check something out. Boom, boom. Have you guys seen this new DoorDash guy? It's like DoorDashing out of debt or something like that, I think is what he calls himself. I just went to look at myself to make sure that it was looking okay, and I realized that I guess he's on live now. I must have accidentally clicked on him instead of me. Well, there you go. That was nice. Green light.
Anaku594 says his screen has too much on it.
He does have, yeah. Oh, so you know who I'm talking about? Now, when you say too much, you mean like he's got how much he's making? I noticed that. He's got the speed that he's driving, how much he's making, the temperature. I know. It looks like he does have a lot of information on his camera. That's true.
Anaku594 says yes.
Like, I think to do that, he must be using another application to broadcast. Like, you can't, I don't think you can put all that stuff straight on your YouTube app. You have to use one of those other applications. There's a guy that drives an 18-wheeler that I've watched. I think he's called Ride Along Gang. And he started putting more stuff on his screen too. Like, that seems to be the thing now. He didn't have his speed, I don't think. But he had the location. Now that's kind of cool. Like, he has in the lower left-hand corner of his screen, he had the location.
Naku594 says I prefer the way you have it.
Yeah, just the picture. Yeah, it's kind of cleaner.
Owner 1561 says good morning.
Hey Fred, good morning. Happy Saturday. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea to have your speed. I mean, just in case, you know what I mean? I don't think you want to be broadcasting if you're going over the speed limit. I don't think you want to tell the world about that all the time. Temperature, I could see that. But yeah, that guy, well, he's got a thing across the top too that is keeping track of how much of this debt. Like, I think his debt is like 10,000 something. He's got like some kind of a number that he's trying to reach.
Naku594 says and a sign at the bottom. Too commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Owner 1561 says I was just watching him.
Yeah, he must be, like, it's funny how like new people hit the scene and then they're like, I think they hit all of our home pages. Like, he's there. Dana came out like that. Have you all seen Dana? The one that's in like Pennsylvania. She's on in the middle of the night a lot. She started up recently. And then there's the guy. Have you seen the guy that, I don't know his name, and I can't think of his channel.
Owner 1561 says dot. Inna is awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I like her. This guy is funny, but
Owner 1561 says Dana is awesome.
I can't think of this other guy's name. But he drives a truck, and he has some very funny, like, he was just doing shorts. I don't think he does a lot of live stream. I think he does a lot of videos. I mean, he has some shorts out there where he's talking about just, like, he has a truck, but he was telling people, if you're door dashing, don't let them know that you have a truck, because then they'll send you to, like, you know, Home Depot to pick up shopping orders and stuff like that. He's funny, but I haven't watched him too much. And he's relatively new.
Seaman says I have AF-150 I use.
AF-150. What's AF-150? What is that? Oh, is that you have a truck?
Headwag owner 1561 says, have you ever been raided by the GOAT Squad? At Donaku594 says, Portland guy seems to copy John. Thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He does a little bit. Yeah, I see that. Have I ever been raided? You mean like when he ends the stream and sends everybody over, like that kind of raid? I think he did that to me. Yeah. John has done
Jones
that.
5862 says, morning Craig.
Hey Reed, good morning. Happy Saturday. We're finishing up our first delivery. Then I got
it. Fredwag owner 1561 says, yeah.
Yeah, he's done that to. John's done that to me a couple times. The rating is that's hard because you get a lot of people all at once.
Chalasmoni910B says 5400 Preakness Port Hope Mills NC is crazy ASF. At Reed Jones 5862 says, morning Fred. Headwag owner 1561 says they raided Sean twice yesterday.
Well, he just does raids when he closes his stream, right? When you say raid, like you mean it, sometimes he'll just announce that someone is on and encourage people to go. Like he's done that to me a couple times too.
Headwag owner 1561 says, morning Reed. At HB-PR2TQ says, no Craig. Goat raiders are totally different. It's a raid on steroids.
Huh?
At Reed Jones 5862 says, morning HB.
What's a goat raider? What do you mean? Maybe I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I don't think I've ever been goat raided.
Owner 1561 says, where a whole bunch of people hit your Straya. At HB-PR2TQ says, nope, you don't know of the Goat Raiders obviously.
Goat Raider. No, I don't think I'd want to be goat raided.
Headwag owner 1561 says, stream at once. Donaku594 says, other day Sean asked people to subscribe to a new channel.
To his other channel? Like the other channel, was it his Thoughts? Real Thoughts Project? That's a good channel.
PR2TQ says what? You refuse the Goat Raiders.
No, I don't refuse them. I mean, I like the people that do it. I just don't like being the recipient of a goat raid, if that makes any sense. Like it's when you receive a raid. Well, I'm not really a DoorDasher, so you're not. A lot of people that watch John.
Donaku594 says, no, another person. It was Sean White that asked.
What do you mean?
Four 9223 says Scott. HB-PR2TQ says okay, so ya don't want the attention. Super chats, bunch of new subscribers and supporters.
Well, that's sort of a broad statement. I wouldn't say that. I just would say what happens when you receive a lot of viewers like that through a raid. Like if somebody's closing their stream, and the raid I'm thinking of is where somebody's closing their stream and everybody in their chat will be automatically moved to another person's stream. If they're on, like you have to have yourself set up for auto play, I think, so that it moves automatically. But I just think a lot of people get moved into your stream.
594 says, so OG Sean White asked us to help someone else by subscribing to her channel.
Is there like a new DoorDasher out there that he was trying to help?
At Donaku594 says yes.
I mean, that's nice. That's always very nice. And if the person, you know, I mean, as long as it's a stream that you're going to be interested in, I think that's a good thing to do. I think, like, especially DoorDash, if you've got a couple of people doing DoorDash, it's, you know, it's pretty much the same kind of material, right? So it kind of makes sense that people would go from one to the other and be equally interested in it. So I think that makes sense. I do. All right. I need to go in and get the delivery for what a day and write up the invoice. So I'm going to run in there and do that real quick.
Flag owner 1561 says Doc. At HB-PR2TQ says Craig is awesome. He deserves more subs, unless he doesn't want them. But he basically just said he doesn't mind that stuff, so okay, everyone sub to Craig. At Sibor9223 says up song. At
HB, you're funny.
5862 says from what I'm getting, Craig wants and likes to stay low key. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I like to grow organically. Let's put it that way. So yes, if people come to my channel and they like my channel, I would love to have subs. Absolutely. My only thought about the raid thing, let me just clear that up for a second. My only thought about the raid thing was you just get a lot of people into your live stream and a large percentage of them may have absolutely no interest in your material. And so, you know, I mean, yeah, some will. So it's one way to get people. It's probably just not the way that I would normally do it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, I'd rather put a video out there and have people watch the video and go, oh, this is cool, let me go check out the channel. I'd like to grow that way, I think, if that makes sense.
Jones5862 says I completely understand.
All right, cool. All right. I'm gonna go do my thing. I won't be able to hear you while I'm in there, so just bear with me for a second. Good morning. What's up?
Rick's back better than ever.
Cannolis. smell bacon.
How's Ross's cat?
It was, yes, it was pretty quiet. The bakery guy was there. The bread guy.
Oh, okay. John,
Is that his name?
skinny guy?
Yeah. You know, the one that with the big truck that, yeah, skinny guy, yeah. I can't believe he parks that, the way he parks that truck. You know, like he goes in between.
In between.
Yeah, he gets it in between.
What are you doing? And in a way, it moves those racks around with just a hook.
Oh yeah, he does. And actually, he was sort of hanging out there more than I usually see him hanging.
Oh, yeah.
He's usually in and out of there really quick.
Yeah.
What a big cafe. Bird who goes.
Yeah, John used to deliver to San Antonio's all the time. Known him since then.
Oh,
Somebody else took that route over. You're welcome.
Craig, when you come in,
Give me those large pieces.
oh yeah.
Thank you.
Large. Yeah, they come. They're very light.
Yeah, there's probably like nothing left in it, probably.
Do you need the other one?
No, this will be good.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hey. Oh, I did mute it. I thought I hit it. Okay. I didn't really intentionally mute you guys. I think I hit it, and then I thought, oh, I think I muted you, and then I hit it again. But I don't think the first time I hit it, it did anything. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm back now. I think you can hear me now. So we're loaded up. I got a new cup of coffee, and here we go.
Says, yes, we can hear you now.
I'm back. All right, we're on our way to what a day. We're on our way to what a day. Boom, 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 boom. They're getting 132 donuts today. That's not like crazy busy, but that's a pretty good amount. Probably turn the lights off soon. So I learned that the bakery truck guy, the bread guy, his name's John. Just FYI. I don't know if you saw him. Did you see him going in or out? I think he went in before I turned the camera on. It's a risky buffer area right there.
B-PR2TQ says, thanks Gigi, appreciate you. Not much. Had been putting off some stuff, feeling depressed here and there. I need to get some work done this weekend and coming week. Inkle. Therapy APPT would up with you. At Angela.co5B says, who's here from driving daily with John or delivery IRL or Og Sean. At Hala6448 says, good morning Craig and everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. HB, why are you depressed? I heard that. Yesterday, I think it was really good for me. I cut the grass yesterday. And I could tell I was feeling kind of like, bleh, because I wasn't getting stuff done, but I did feel better after I cut the grass. It's a pretty nice day. The first time you cut the grass, though, you got to pick up all the twigs that have fallen down. I've got stuff that's blown into my yard from a nearby shopping center.
B-PR2TQ says, Hala in the car. Hey, nice to see y'all.
Hala, good morning.
Angela.co5B says, good morning Craig.
Good morning. Good morning, Angela. Everybody's climbing in the van. You got your seatbelts on. I think I can turn the lights off now. Why do I think I have a light on this.
It says at HB all good. I was putting stuff off yesterday but finally cleaned out my front closet, which was a January task. It took me less than an hour. Not sure why I procrastinated on that one. At Hala6448 says, good to see you also HB. At HB-PR2TQ says, Craig, thanks for asking and relating. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I was starting to feel that way about the grass.
Plus 6448 says, good morning, Angela.
But now I've got that under control. And it wasn't as bad. The grass wasn't as, I mean, there were a couple of areas that were really, really high.
Angela.co5b says, good holla.
I don't think the back door of the van is shut completely. Like I've got this little light on. Pretty sure that's what that's about, but I don't have anything in the back of the van. So I'm not overly concerned about it. Maybe if I find a place to pull over.
Angela.co5b says, oops, good morning, holla.
Holla, what's going on in New York this weekend? You got any parades? The weather's going to be good, I think. I don't know if this barn's roof. There's a barn to the left there. I don't remember his roof looking like that. Like part of the roof was missing.
Plus 6448 says, it's an extra good morning, Angela.
It's an extra good morning. Sounds good. Did anybody see the astronauts land yesterday? I have to say I did not. I slept through it. I assume it all went smoothly. But that's a pretty big deal. Oh, you know what? I did listen. I listened to my replay from yesterday, and I did hear that crackly little noise. I don't know what that was. It does sound like something with the mic, though. Like it sounds like maybe there was something with maybe even the transmitter. Hopefully, it's not doing that today. But I did hear that.
6448 says, yes, there is a parade in the city and car shows in Long Island. Not sure if I'll be motivated.
Oh, they're getting really close. All right, we'll look at it when we go back slower, but decorations are almost down.
B-PR2TQ says, Gigi. Thanks for your kindness and empathizing. Appreciate you, nice work. Proud of you. Just start and momentum will come and then we feel better.
You gotta work on those project bites.
Annette says, yes, I think of project bites all the time. At Holla6448 says, no noise so far, it was only after the gas stop cookie drop. At HB-PR2TQ says, great job getting the grass taken care of, Craig.
Yeah, thank you. I was pretty happy about getting that done. I mean, about half of my neighbors had been cutting their yard, so I'm like, you know, I didn't want to be the last one, but I also wanted to get it before it got, you know, too out of control. I have an electric mower, and I love it, and it works very well. But electric is not as powerful as gas when it comes to, like, if you wanted to go through a field that was really, really overgrown, or even some section of your yard if it got really tall, an electric mower would struggle more with that than not to let it get too out of control. I mean, I never did, but you could deal with it a little better when you had a gas-powered mower. But I do like electric. Electric works very well, and it's quiet.
Annette says I need to buy some flowers to plant. That's another task on my list.
What kind of flowers are you thinking about?
Plus 6448 says we all get those days or phases, HB. Sometimes you need to acknowledge and celebrate even the little steps and things you do.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do. I get very excited about little things I do. It's all progress. Any little thing you do.
Annette says I buy vinca. They are a hardy little flower and bloom nicely all summer long. At HB-PR2TQ says in Florida I had a neighbor a few doors down that would cut the grass at 2 in the morning.
Jeez. Was that a loud gasoline powered lawnmower? 2 o'clock in the morning. Did he have headlights on the lawnmower? I think the lawnmower that I have a Toro. I think a stepped up version of my lawnmower does have headlights actually. I gotta get the one with headlights because I'm not gonna cut the grass in the dark. I think it's funny that my neighbors, like when my neighbors, several of them have a service.
Annette says at HB yikes. Seems like that would be against some type of homeowners association rules or town ordinance.
Yeah, that's 2 o'clock is pretty extreme.
Plus 6448 says thanks for the reminder, Annette. I need to repot my basil and mint plants. Leonette says every year I want to start a mini veggie garden. Maybe this will be the year. At HB-PR2TQ says it wasn't that much noise by us, we had decent sized yards. I am not sure which kind he used. No duah, those are a pain. At Hala6448 says was it to escape the heat HB?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, in Florida I could see that. That's true. Yeah, in Florida you could have even the mornings can be hot as soon as the sun starts to come up. The funny thing is with the neighbors in my area, I mean, we only have quarter-acre lots. So they'll have somebody, they'll pay a service to come and cut their grass, right? And because it's not a very large piece of land, these people are literally in and out within like 10 minutes. They can do the whole yard. Well, there's usually multiple people, but they'll do the whole yard, they'll cut the grass, they'll weed whack, everything. And they're literally there for like 10, 15 minutes at the most.
PR2TQ says holla. Indeed. You're right, yeah, we should acknowledge, praise ourselves for the little steps we take in a day.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. It's an important thing to do.
Naku594 says yes, I agree. I just organized my paper bag collection. Yummy.
Yeah, your paper. That's good. That's a cool thing.
Plus6448 says I guess mowing is like shaving, if you have down to a routine it goes faster.
It does. It definitely does. Like the first time you cut the grass, like yesterday for me, the first time you're out there, you got all the twigs,
says you've got a reasonable
stuff like
perspective
that.
on things, Craig. You're cool, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to focus on just doing a little bit at a time. The one thing that kind of like gets me sometimes is I'll start doing something and then I don't want to stop, but I really should stop. You know what I mean? Like you really should break some stuff up into pieces and just consistently do it in small pieces so you don't get tired of doing it. You don't wear yourself out. deer over there.
B-PR2TQ says Donna, great. I am glad you took that step. Naku594 says a body in motion tends to stay in motion.
That's true. That is very true.
Naku594 says thanks HB.
I like to be moving or asleep. One or the other. I like to go from one extreme to the other. I don't like to sit around. I tried yesterday for a little bit. After I cut the grass, I tried to sit and watch a little bit of TV. And it just wasn't happening. Wow, this is a very colorful little ride this morning. You got the pink trees out. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. The sun's coming up. Things are starting to turn green. One thing I have to work on today is the stuff that's growing.
Janet says probably dogwood trees. At HB-PR2TQ says Gigi, a mini veggie garden sounds amazing. As they say, no time like the present, bet you'll have some success and it'll bring you joy.
What are you going to grow in your vegetable garden? Cucumbers. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are always big. That's a big one.
Seaman says truffles.
Truffles. Now truffle, you dig truffles up, right? They're underground. What does the plant above them look like?
Seaman says lol, big money.
Are they hard to grow?
B-PR2TQ says Donna, no problem. Pianette says at HB. I agree. But was thinking tomatoes, some herbs, cucumbers. I do have 2 peach trees that have produced lots of peaches. At Mop Seaman says you can't really.
You can't really. What, the truffles? Yeah, so tomatoes and cucumbers are they're good ones.
Net says I would really love to grow strawberries and blueberries. Pianet says 2 of my favorite fruits. At Moxieman says grow anything you can or store.
Man, we've got a green light on here too. Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Got here before 7. It's good.
At Hollis6448 says I wish I had a garden to grow stuff. I do the best I can in containers on my terrace.
All right, let's see if they know I'm here. Usually if there's somebody at the drive-thru, they know I'm here. That's the dead giveaway.
Seaman says same. Jones5862 says hey holla. At Reed Jones5862 says hey Moxieman. At HB-PR2TQ says ooh exciting. GG. Oh for it, you have the support of the entire Craig crew.
There you go. All right, there's my rack. My rack. Good morning. How are you? Thank you.
Good, how are you?
I'm good. All right, let me get the camera. Beeping. Somebody's beeping. Somebody's beeping. There we go. Here we go.
Pianet says at HB thanks. I'll have to share my progress. At HR2TQ says GG, peach trees. Oh these peaches are freaking great.
Let's do that right there. Just stay right there. Okay. You just stay right there. Cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns and a few Danish. Cream filled Boston cream. Let's put that on top of there.
Chilagod-Co5B says we are at Lenny's.
No, we're at What a Day. We're at What a Day now. Look at that. Look at how high up those mounds of Oreo cookie crumbs are. Glazed, straight up.
Chilagod-Co5B says oops. At Moxieman says too much action.
Oh, Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles.
6448 says Craig it looks like a bird left you a present on the van's sliding door.
Oh, did you see that? You're very observant. Did you see that? When did you see that?
Chilagod-Co5B says good morning Mom.
All right, let's put these in here. I can't believe you saw that.
P-PR2TQ says holla. Ah, nice work. Getting more initiative getting on community garden lists. I hope a spotlight is for y'all soon.
All right, let me go take this in real quick. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. All right, guys. Have a good day. See you. See you one day. I guess he doesn't work Sundays, maybe? Maybe. Maybe he's not there on Sundays. Now I get to close this door properly. All right, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. When did you say, oh, was it like here? Is that the bird doo that you were?
At Reed Jones 5862 says up.
Okay, here we go.
B-PR2TQ says Gigi. Yeah, for sure, tracking and sharing her progress will keep you motivated, I reckon. We would love to hear her updates. Who's you love them? I think you should add strawberries and blueberries also.
Now, do blueberries grow on a bush? Like type thing, isn't it? For some reason, I think that's a bush.
Chilla.-co5b says, where are we going today?
We were at Lenny's earlier, and now we're at What a Day, and we're headed back to the bakery. So we have finished our second and final delivery. So now we're headed back to the bakery. I don't need to get gas today, which is good. I think they're down.
P-PR2TQ says holla. Right on, he really is fascinating and exciting.
The sun is up. can do it. Oh, we got a green light anyway. All right, so back to the bakery we go. Wow, we're riding like in total sunlight now. I like this.
P-PR2TQ says Oreo donuts, don't eat them all at once. Read. At Vivianette says me too. The dark days of winter are behind us.
They are. All right, let me. Oh, look, behind another food. Catering, events, and pop-ups. Whoa.
6448 says yes, it sure does look bright today.
It's gracious.
P-PR2TQ says interesting van.
It is, isn't it? What is that thing at the bottom, you think? Is that a papaya? Kind of looks like that, right?
Wagowner 1561 says looks like you guys are gonna have a beautiful day there.
I think we are. I think we're gonna have a stretch of pretty decent weather for a while. The 10-day forecast looked pretty good. Share your juicy fruit. P-A-C-H-A. Pacha wagon.
P-PR2TQ says yeah, maybe papaya.
It's called.
Plus 6448 says yes. Same here. Next week it's going to be warm.
Yeah, we got to get outside, do some stuff. Yeah, these pink trees are really kind of amazing. I never realized that there were so many of them. P-A-C-H-A wagon. Look, I'm like tailgating this guy because I'm trying to. It's the logo is a font that makes it very difficult to read, but that's what it is. P-A-C-H-A wagon. Pacha wagon. Oh, and it says P-A-C-H-A-M-M-A Juice Company. M-A-M-A. Pachamama? I don't know.
Plus 6448 says I think I can safely remove my shovel, de-icer, and snow brush from the car, put back in the folding chair. At HB-PR2TQ says Pacha wagon hum.
Pacha. That's what it says, right? I don't. Well, you guys probably can't read that. I would think that's too small. But then under that it says PACA. So it's PACHA. Pachamama Juice. Pachamama Juice Company. Pachamama Juice Company. Never heard of it. Well, and they were driving the speed limit, but now we've I don't know, is there something in front of it that is slowing? Or maybe maybe they think I'm tailgating them too close, so they're trying to.
P-PR2TQ says Pachamama Juice Company hum.
That's what it is. Pachamama Juice Company. Catering, events, and pop-ups. What's a pop-up? How is a pop-up different than an event?
Angela.Co5B says, what is that truck in front of you?
That's what it is. The Pachamama Juice. Pachamama Juice. And that's the Pacha Wagon. It's the Pacha Wagon.
Angela.Co5B says oh. At HB-PR2TQ says lol.
And we believe that that thing at the bottom is the papaya. It's sort of what it looks like. With a W above it.
Paula6448 says he is running out of juice.
I think so.
B-PR2TQ says holla, ha, cool. At Angela.Co5B says delivery in the morning.
Delivery in the morning. That was us. The sky's looking pretty nice too. This seems dramatically different. Like, I feel like just last week we were on the road at 7 o'clock and it was not nearly this bright. So we're making progress.
Angela.Co5B says what time in the morning? At HB-PR2TQ says that was to her previous comment about putting away her winter tools.
Oh, yellow. We're going. I wish I could see the side of this truck. 'Cause I don't feel like we're getting all the information we need from the back.
Angela.Co5B says what time will you be on in the morning, Craig?
Oh, tomorrow is Sunday, so it should be 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'm usually on at 5:15, but on Tuesdays and Sundays, because we typically only have one delivery on those days, so it's 6 o'clock. Got a lot of little... The truck is leaning to the right quite a bit. It's much heavier in there on the right-hand side. Like it didn't look that dramatic. See, when it gets moving.
At Angela.co5b says Sunday and what day it cut out.
Sunday and Tuesdays. Sundays and Tuesdays are the 2 days that I do 6 o'clock instead of 5. So I just start an hour later on those 2 days.
Angela.co5b says what time is it there?
Right now it is 7:14 or 7:15. It's changed. So we're Eastern time. Eastern US. Eastern Daylight Time.
Angela.co5b says it's 615 here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Ah, yeah. So you're on Central Time, right? Is that 1 hour different? Here we go. All natural, fresh pressed juice. Share your juicy fruit. I want to be in this lane. Share your juicy fruit. Sort of a weird motto. Share your juicy fruit. See, now when you say juicy fruit, to me that just means gum. Share your juicy fruit to me would mean give me a piece of gum. Do they still make juicy fruit gum?
Trivera2582 says yo, what's up my man?
Hey, good morning. Just finished our second delivery. Heading back to the bakery. The sun is up. It's 57 degrees. Feels pretty nice out.
Trivera2582 says I just woke up.
Just woke up. Well, that's reasonable. Still early. And it's Saturday. I have a couple of trees I have to cut back. I should probably do that soon so that they don't have leaves on them when I do it.
B-PR 3 minutes behind the time on my phone.
We're 3 minutes behind the time on your phone. 3 minutes behind. Well, does your phone automatically update itself constantly? Like, I don't think I ever set my phone, right? Usually your phone is the right time no matter what. I don't think I've ever set my phone. I mean, I might set the hour.
B-PR2TQ says lol Craig.
What? Cows all over the place. Cows on the hill.
+6448 says, will you use your hatchet and wear your suspenders when you cut back the trees?
I could wear the suspenders, but I'll probably use, I have like this little mini chainsaw. It's tiny. I mean, the what I would be cutting would probably not be more than a couple inches in diameter. Like, I'm not talking about large branches. So I have this little mini chainsaw for that type of, for just smaller branches and stuff like that. Branches that are bigger than the kind of clipper things that you could buy, but too small for a real chainsaw. And I have some trees that like...
-PR2TQ says, yeah, they still make juicy fruit gum. Since 1893, cool.
They do still make it. I mean, honestly, it probably wasn't one of my favorite gums, but it was a traditional, it's a classic gum. All right, is this car coming out? I think it is. All right, we're gonna go. All right, that car's gonna be behind me. I'm gonna go up here, turn around.
B-PR2TQ says, hi Brent.
We're gonna go up here and turn around so that I can go by the house slowly. Because I think it's almost... I'm gonna have to think about whether we want to consider this done. I don't think we do yet. Oh, I can't turn around this guy's driveway again. He's been... I'm intimidated now. See, normally I would have turned around right there, but the last couple times the guy was like watching me turn around in his driveway. So we're gonna do it this way instead. Here we go. Here we go. All right. right, so here we go. As long as we don't have anybody behind me, which we do not, we will go slowly past the Christmas tree house and see where we are. All right. So, we only have 2 choir people left. We got some snow people there. Everything else is pretty clean. Snoopy has fallen down. All right, we got a car behind us now. I don't know.
PR2TQ says, yay, Christmas decorations house.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do we need those snowmen to be away? I'll have to look at that in greater detail later. I mean, we're close. We're close to the end because, like, the snowmen are there, the 2 choir people. Like, we have to set a point. Do we say when those 2 choir people are gone, or the snowmen, or maybe all of that? Snoopy is still there, but he fell over. And right now we're driving through this farm area, and it smells like a farm. Someone has recently laid some manure. Just want to share that information. I think I'm just going to do a video with this section of the road with the sun up. Everything's turning green. Put some music behind it. See how that goes.
B-PR2TQ says, as long as it's Christmas themed, when all of that is gone.
Because, I mean, as I was looking at that yard, once you get that, it's really basically all in that one corner now, except for the Snoopy thing. And it's the weekend now. It's going to be nice. I bet you this is it. He's probably going to clean the rest of that up in the next day or two.
+6448 says, you paint such a beautiful vivid picture with your words, Craig.
That's my favorite part of the trip right there. I like that section. I mean, it's all good, but I just think it's cool looking the way you kind of come up over that hill.
+6448 says, I feel like I am there smelling it.
No, you really don't. You don't want to be smelling that. That was a definite farm smell.
B-PR2TQ says, true. And lol.
of us. Looks like it's a roll-off dumpster, but it's got something in it. Looks like a person could be in there. See how our cows are doing today. What are they doing? What are they up to?
+6448 says sometimes they bring the bobcat in the dumpster.
Oh, that's what it was. I bet that's what it was. It looked like the cabin little area of the bobcat. Wow, you guys, you know your stuff. That's exactly what it was. I mean, I only saw the top section of it, but I bet that is what it was. What kind of bird is that? So they rolled the dumpster off of the truck, and then they open up the dumpster and roll the bobcat out of the dumpster. It's clever. It's very clever.
+6448 says, see, I know things about things, other stuff not so much.
It's helpful information, though. Cows are hanging out by the barn today.
Angela.Co5B says, what's your favorite pastry?
Ooh. I gotta say, cheese Danish is up there near the top for me. I think that's up near the top of the list for me. Tunnel of Doom. Tunnel of Doom. What about you? What's your favorite? I mean, I like cookies. So like the chocolate top cookies, I like them. But I wouldn't put them in the pastry category. So I think pastry-wise it would be a cheese Danish.
+6448 says, I am a black and white cookie guy. Does your bakery make them?
Oh yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
At Angela.Co5B says those are good.
Actually, I didn't have any? I didn't have any of them today. But Lenny's buys them from us, so sometimes I have them in the van. I'll have to remember that. Yeah, they're good.
+6448 says road trip.
Yeah, they definitely get delivered to Lenny's quite often. All right, guys, another successful trip is done. So I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We've got one delivery do tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun. Always is. Appreciate the company while I'm riding. And I can't see the screen now. The sun is on the screen. You guys probably can't see that.
Paula6448 says, have a great day, everyone.
All right, guys. Be good. Have a good day. And I will catch up with you tomorrow. See ya.